assembling on the back of her tub. Used toilet paper, bloody tampons, and cigarette butts littered the ground like repulsive landmines waiting for some poor, unsuspecting sap, only slightly more careless than she, to trudge through this cesspool in a rush and smear their revolting contents even further across the tile floor. One of the fluorescent lights above flickered randomly with a sinister inconsistency as if it had a mind of its own. For a moment, Shelley contemplated testing her body's demand for reprieve until she could find another gas station with a cleaner restroom, but remembered the sign that she read on the interstate just before taking the Redstone's exit. Next gas, 60 miles. Besides, nature had been urgently calling for a while, and it wasn't dialing number one. Carefully, Shelley stepped around the nasty obstacles strewn along the ground and made her way toward the bathroom stalls. Another hot wave of noxious odors smacked her across the face when she opened the door to reveal an abhorrent porcelain grotesquerie. Vomit began creaking its way up her throat when she took sight of the crap-covered commode, where only dull bits of white and grime were exposed here and there like the last remaining survivors of some horrific catastrophe. Having been caught in this volcanic explosion of feces, which now cascaded down in all directions, billowing in and out of the toilet, bubbling like toxic sludge. Yeah, there we go. Quickly shutting the door, she turned away while holding her breath in a futile attempt to prevent any more of Mount Everest's fecal fumes from reaching her already violent lungs. Sound effects and lovely people. The second stall was far less repugnant, and aside from the syringe that had sunk to the bottom of the toilet bowl's dirty water, it seemed almost sanitary. Almost. Shelley decided it would have to do, partly because of the pressure building in her bowels, and partly because she feared that checking behind door number 3 might be pushing her luck. Summoning every ounce of courage in her body, she pulled down her panties and squatted over the seat, making sure not to touch her skin to the vile porcelain throne. The young lady had barely even begun to relieve herself when the bathroom erupted in a series of clattering and clanging so loud that it nearly caused her to fall backwards into the water out of shock. Someone had burst through the bathroom door in a flurry and knocked over the metal waste bin that had been standing next to the sink. Shelley remained silent, hoping that whoever had barged in wouldn't notice her in the middle of the night, and as far as she was concerned, anyone causing such a ruckus in a dirty bathroom on the side of the highway was either addicted to smack or a raging lunatic. Either way, she wasn't about to let her presence be known if she could avoid it. So she clenched her cheeks and grimaced, fighting off the backhand rebellion. Loud groans were now emanating from the other side of her stall's door. It was a woman's voice, which was only slightly alleviating Shelley's feelings about the predicament that she now found herself in. From under the door, she could see the strange woman's legs stumble closer in the direction of the stalls. With a crash and a bang, the woman exploded through a door number 3. The moans turned to cries, and suddenly the trepidation that Shelley had been feeling melted away, only to be replaced by panic, as the woman just one stall over from her shrieked at the top of her lungs. She wanted to speak up, ask if everything was all right, but the noises coming from the other side of the flimsy metal barricade between them paralyzed her vocal cords. The woman began choking, her gags only briefly interrupted by the sounds of screams. A rank, potent stench swelled from the third stall and saturated the air in the room, even overcoming the vomit-inducing aroma Mount Everest had been cultivating in the first stall. The woman's shadow, casted by one of the good fluorescent lights in the bathroom, jerked violently on the grimy floor under Shelley's feet. Shelley tried desperately to drown out the horrific noises taking place behind door number 3, but they had gotten so loud that covering her ears barely muffled the woman's sobs. A symphony of sickening cries burst forth from the strange woman's stall. Shelley began to wonder how much more she could take before the mind-numbingly awful sounds and smells would drive her mad. No longer capable of withstanding the war being waged on her senses, she tried to work up the nerve to make a break for the door, but before she had a chance to run, the noises abruptly halted. And with a splish and a splash, the room fell silent. Shelley squatted over the toilet for what felt like minutes, doing her best to remain as quiet as possible. The woman in the third stall's shadow slowly started to shift again across the dingy bathroom floor. Shelley prepared for the screams to begin anew.